Hi everyone, it's Catherine here from Nancy Bloom Studio, and today I'd just like to take you for a run through of my instant journal template set and just show you a few tips and tricks for anyone who's new to using Canva or creating journal items, and I hope you find it useful. So once you've made your purchase from Etsy, you'll receive a PDF, and you click on the part where it says click here, and you'll find in your Canva home screen a copy of the instant journal template set, just like this. Now I'm going to make another copy of that so that I can keep the original in a file, and it's easy to find and just fresh and clean, ready to go. We'll be working with my Vintage Blooms journal papers today to make this set, so we'll just rename it Vintage Blooms Ephemera Set so that we can easily find it later. So just looking at the grid view here, you can see that there's 19 pages of Canva frames. They're already laid out, ready to fill, and this is perfectly ready for, once they're filled, just to sell to your customer. You don't need to move them around. Of course you can if you want to, but this will be perfectly adequate as it is. Let's go back to page number 1. So you can see I've started with loaded pockets here. I've got a little diagram for your customer in case they haven't encountered them before, and there's just a simple instruction there. Obviously all these are editable. You can change them, you can delete, you can change the colors of these pocket displays if you want to, any way that you want to match your vision. So we've got loaded pockets, there's lots of bookmarks and cards, more cards. These are tags, some of them have got holes, some without holes, and then pockets, bands, different shapes of pockets. Some of the pockets have tabs on the side to give a bit more space, and others don't. There's some little shapes here that you can use to put text on, little labels, just different shapes of things that people like to put into their journal. Right, so let's go back to the first page again. Now I want to start by showing you how to fill the frames on these pockets. Now if we go into the uploads, I've already uploaded the set of journal pages that we're going to be using to create this set. So let's just start by, you just need to drag across and drop that into the frame. Double click and you can move it to the left and the right, and go up and down for sizing. So the size actually fits beautifully into this. I'm just going to click done, and then I'm going to make the front piece. So when I make the front piece, I like to copy the design that's on the back of the pockets, otherwise it gets a little bit wasted. But of course you can make the back and the front contrasting or any way that you like. But let's just copy that into the front, and then I'm just going to move it on the top there so that I can double click on it, and then I'm just going to resize it. You can kind of see when once it fits into, that doesn't have to be perfect, but you can see when it fits into the background, and then click done, and there's our pocket. So your customer is going to slip something in between the back and the front there, and it's just going to look amazing. So that's how you do the pockets, and then let's fill some of these bookmarks and cards. I'm going to just make one that's nice and floral. And then on the second one, I just want to show you how you can layer the elements. I'm going to choose this one here. It's got lots of nice text on it as well. I'm going to enlarge it and move it across so that we've just got the text and the musical notes at the bottom, and a little bit of foliage and a little bud coming through on the side there. So if you haven't used Canva before and you want to know how to layer something, if we're going to go up into elements, and I'm going to look for a dragonfly, I think that'd look nice on the top there, and I want to use this one right here because the colors just speak to me. But you'll notice that if you try to put that in the frame, obviously it just replaces what's already there. So what you need to do is you need to go up here, that locks the position on the page. So now you can't actually move that frame around. But then if you lock again, now the image is also locked within the frame, Now when we put our dragonfly in here, it's not going to lock into the frame, and we are able to, I just want to turn it around on a jaunty angle and just size it in there nicely. And when you're happy with that, you can just click stop. Now you can also add in some text elements if you want to put in some inspirational words or quotes or anything like that. So let's just click on the text box and add a text box, and I'm going to move this up here, and let's just put something nice in there like freedom. I'm going to increase the size, and then obviously the font's pretty boring, so I'm going to go into Canva fonts there, and I'm going to choose this font right here. It looks nice. Now this font I got from Creative Fabrica. It's a subscription service where you can download images and fonts that are ready to use commercially in your designs. I'm just gonna move that around, but you could also buy your fonts or elements from other Etsy shops or from Creative Market. I'm sure there's loads of places, but if you are going to be selling them on Etsy, please just make sure that you actually have the rights to do that. I want to put a little effect underneath my text here. Maybe let's echo it and make it a bit bigger so we can see what we're doing. I want to change this. That looks quite nice. And you can change the way that it is offset. It doesn't stand out very much because of the font that I've used, but it just adds a little bit of depth. Probably if we put it in white, I could see it a lot better. So you can see how by layering you can take like all of the elements that you need, and you could have a whole set of cards with dragonflies. You could copy the freedom text and add it to other cards. You could make it really big and put it across a bookmark, just to give the journal items that you're making a consistent theme, look and theme. And then we'll go back to our pages, and so I just hope you can see that it is really quick and easy just to go through and fill out these frames. These are bookmarks. Now if you want to resize anything, you can do. If you want to resize it, if you click on position here, you'll see what the size of the shape is. You can see this one's 2 inches wide and 3.32 inches high. If you click on the corner and just drag it, it will in proportion get bigger or smaller. But if you just want to make it taller, you can make it taller. If you just want to make it wider, you can make it wider. Just bear in mind that the cards need to fit inside the pockets, and they need to be glued down. So you need a little bit of space for the gluing on the ones that don't have tabs. Just make sure that you don't make everything so big that it's not actually going to fit inside. So there's some different shapes of bookmarks and cards there. Again, they're all just really easy to fill in. You want to make some things that are already filled, and then some that have some blank spaces, because your customers, they're going to want to glue down other layers on top of things. And I just want to show you, we've got cards with holds, we've got some super big pockets, big side page pockets. These are all more pockets, and these pockets here have tabs on the side. Now the tabs are also made from a Canva frame, and I've just used a neutral color. But if you for some reason want to change the color, you just go up here to the color spot, and look how easy it is. You just click on there and you can change the color to something else. But bear in mind, your customer is just going to fold and glue those down, so they're not going to be visible. So probably not a lot of point doing that. Here are some more little cards. These are great for putting the text words on. Again, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to choose. You could make one that was like that, and then you could sort of duplicate that in there and make it a little bit, maybe let's have a look, see. Drag it down so you're just left with that texty kind of background. You can go up here and adjust the transparency if you think it's too bright. And let's go in and make another text box. This one I'm going to write create, and then I'm just going to move it up into the middle, increase the size, and then I'm going to use the same font that I used before. This one is called Flower and Honey Script Regular from Creative Fabrica, and then I'm just going to pop it in the middle like that. Go into the effects, and I'll just add that echo again with the, and that's about it. So I hope that you can see that by using the images from the journal pages, we can quickly go through and fill this whole document, the Canva frames. I mean, in an hour or two you could make a whole journal kit. It's super simple, super easy, and it's all ready to go. All right, if you have any questions, you can just send me a message on Etsy messages. That's the best way to get hold of me because the messages come up on my phone straight away. Thank you.